AOI and its continuing pursuit of sticking its nose into other people's business. Here is a preservation issue that is sort of near and dear to my heart, and AOI kind of got roped into indirectly. So many of you may recognize the Castle building from the Georgetown Reservoir on MacArthur Blvd. Was part of Montgomery Meggs's Washington Aqueduct system. And it is historically designated. Here's the public buildings and parks, something seal from years ago that made it a historic site. Well, all the buildings of the reservoir have been under renovation now since 2017. This has dragged on for so long, I've quipped to people that, in another couple years, it will have taken longer to rehab the buildings than it took Meggs to construct the entire Washington Aqueduct, which is true. He did it in 10 years. This is coming up on 8 years of renovations. So as you can see, they stripped the old cladding. None of it's stone. I mean, it's like, John, what did we decide the architectural name for it was? It's like stucco that's then scored to look like stone. I don't know if this has a, here, they score it, but it's really just over brick. So they strip all this off, they repoint the brick, and, it goes on and on and on. And here's the little Washington tunnel gate across the street, which is like a miniature of it. And you can see they've worked on this and all and taken it down. Well, over the years, and I walk by this place twice a day on my daily walks, it's like, well, wait a minute, am I going back in time? Because I thought you finished this. Now it's all cocooned again. What's going on? You've made progress. You've made strides. This has been going on since 2017. What the hell's going on? Here's the building after it's been stripped of it, getting ready to be replastered and scored and all. This was from 4 years ago. It's been since plastered, cocooned, and the plaster removed back to this state again. This is just the one across the street. It's like, this is our tax dollars at work or something. So on August 4th, I'm walking down MacArthur Blvd, and I hear jackhammers pounding away. And sure enough, they are actually dismantling the south tower all the way down to the ground. So I said, well, something's wrong here. So I contacted someone I know at the Historic Preservation Office. They issued a stop work order. The next day, everything stopped for 2 weeks. Started the ball rolling with the Park Service, with the DC Historic Preservation Board and all, getting the Army Corps of Engineers. What they should have done is when they started, anything drastic with the historic property, they should have had a series of 106 hearings where parties are invited. Well, the person at HPO said, oh, Bill Brown, and had AOI's email associated with my name at HPO because of other stuff. So they sucked AOI into being a partner in these discussions and all. And we're like, oh, no, we don't want to take on another thing. But anyhow, we provided some comments. The Army Corps of Engineers has they've gotten their act together, although I think they were hoping just nobody would notice. That's why you've got to be forever vigilant, I got my eyes on you. So the other day when walking by, so now that south tower that I showed demolished a minute ago is back up. They built it back up. And, after they do the north towers, which they're out there jackhammering on today, much to the chagrin of the neighbors, well, then they'll get that done. And then I hope, hopefully before Montgomery Meggs moulders in his grave any longer, we'll get the stucco and the scoring and all on it, so it'll return it to its initial view. This is a rendering. This is a painting by Peter Waddell that is on one of the Foxhall Village call boxes along MacArthur Blvd. So I thought, well, that's a nice view of it, and maybe someday, it'll be back to its original appearance and all. So just another thing of AOI kind of, getting involved in something, even though it wasn't really part of our mission, except preservation, right? Preserve.